when you have just one crew, you can kind of get away with some things. But when you got 100 people, guys standing around in the morning for 5 minutes, multiplied across 50, 75 people, and again in the afternoon and evening, that adds up to, you know, we did a little napkin math last night about $3,000 a day that can be wasted by just one guy's loading up or putting fuel in, and the other two guys are just standing there. So what have you done to solve that issue or help solve that issue?
Yeah, so we saw that as one of the, we didn't know it when we were starting. You don't pay attention to it. All you're focused on is getting the work done, and you're hoping that the staff shows up to do it. We call that non-billable time. Critical money. It's almost where we see a lot of the net profit in the landscape industry disappear. And granted, it's disappearing into the pockets of your team, but they're not billable on a site yet. So what we did years ago is we changed our fueling time to night only. We said, you know, no more gas station stops in the morning. The intention is to get on the property and stay there and be billable, fuel up at the end of the day. That saves a little bit of time. At this facility, when we were designing it, we came up with this concept of, it generated from safety, and it kind of just morphed into an ability to manage the non-billable time. So our crew leaders and foremen punch in on the clock, and they're behind the gates getting the truck pulled up. Now, it should be pre-day prep the night before, ready to go. Their crew members come in 15 minutes behind them, and they're waiting outside the gate. It gives a crew accountability because the crew leader isn't wasting any time because he's got two guys who aren't on the clock yet waiting for him to come pick him up. So we like to think that that crew leader then cares about his guys. It's going to be an uncomfortable conversation if he's been spending 15 minutes moseying around while they're not getting paid. So he comes up to the gate, they hop in the truck, they punch in on the clock, and they're on the road. The landscape industry is interesting. A lot of other contractors are billable 100% of the time because the staff drives direct to a job site. Landscaping, we're paying them travel time to get there and get to the next place and, you know, throughout the route. So we don't look at it like we're reducing their income. We're just getting them onto a profitable place faster. And in doing so, we retain our profitability, which allows us to have better benefits, give away trucks in 10 years, do profit sharing programs, have great company events, all because we just pay attention to the missing time. So definitely look at it. It's if you're not profitable, it's probably the easiest thing that you can make an adjustment for, as uncomfortable as it sounds to not pay your guys the second they show up to the site. So this morning you came, and we always plan on a 7 o'clock dispatch, and we'll see most of our trucks out the door by 7:07, and we're hyper focused on that. You and I walked around the corner, and half the trucks were gone before 7 in our second day. So these guys understand the benefits, they understand that mentality that we have, and they're executing it flawlessly. So now we reward them for that effort because it really does add up.